All right, guys, welcome back and thank you for joining me. In the last video, we went through the steps of downloading and pre-configuring your WordPress project folders into the WAMP server virtual host environment. In this video, we are going to read and complete the setup of your WordPress project by connecting it to the database so we can log in and start working on our WordPress website. So to do that, we are going to need to set up a database, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, at this time, if we click on the landscape-website link in our virtual host, this is where all your projects are hosted, if you recall. It's going to say, welcome to WordPress, and obviously there's no website yet. It's asking to connect to a database. So that's what we are going to do. So we're going to click Let's Go, and we're going to call our database LandscapeDB. And then the username and password of the database is not for your WordPress username and password, this is for your database. Keep that in mind. For your default database in WAMP, it's typically going to be root if you have not saved it yet. So we're going to go click root. Oops, not foot, root. And there's no password. That's the default settings of WAMP when you install it. There's no password set. So we're going to need to make sure we have a database installed as well. In order to do that, we're going to left click our green WAMP icon, go to phpMyAdmin, then click on phpMyAdmin. And from here, if you see the new icon here, we're going to click new. I'm going to type in landscape DB, just what we entered in our previous page here, landscape DB. And then we're going to go click create. When that's done, it's going to create a new database as seen here, which I've already done, right? And this is going to let WordPress know this is the database that it should create and integrate to so it can set up all its structure for your users and your reports and literally everything you need for WordPress. And so once that's done, you have your landscape DB database. We're going to go back into the WordPress configuration, make sure everything is correct one more time. Database name, this is the correct name. Root is the correct default root database username and no password. Localhost, that's going to be your localhost environment, that's correct. And your table prefix, that's also correct. Now let's go ahead and click submit. And it says, all right, you made it. So that means everything is good. We are good to go. We got the green light. And we're going to go ahead and click run the installation. Great. WordPress is installed. So if you wanted to see how it looks like after WordPress installs the database, we're going to go ahead and refresh. And it's found it. It hasn't installed anything yet because we haven't installed it yet. So just keep that in mind. Once we click the install button, we're going to start seeing this database filled up. That's if you want to see how it looks like, just refresh it afterwards, okay? So from here, we're going to call our title for our website. You can change this at any point. Landscape website. Username, enter whatever username you want. Just make sure you remember how to log in. I'm going to call it Alice admin, and then I'm going to change this to my own password here. It's just some random value. Now keep in mind, this is your local environment. So unless you, for some reason, connect your computer directly to the internet and you let people know how to access your IP address and connect, you should be safe with your password. And if you want to keep it simple here, and your email will be important here. If you want to add this, if you want to reset your username, your user's email, you can add it here. And for now, we're going to discourage search engines because this is technically going to be connected to the internet. So we're going to discourage search engines. Again, make sure you do have a somewhat secure password. You don't want to have like a really basic password like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure it's something secure. I'm obviously going to change this once we get logged in. But for now, this is going to be everything you need. So that's all good. That is all good. And I'm going to just save it for now, just so I don't have to enter it every time. And then I'm going to go ahead and log in. And then let's go ahead and refresh this. And we see a whole bunch of tables populated. Isn't that cool? So this is what essentially WordPress creates, which WordPress will need to configure everything. So we don't need to actually worry about any of this anymore for now. I'm going to go ahead and close phpMyAdmin. Then we're going to go ahead and log into our username and password that we had entered. Click remember and moment of truth. Ta-da! We are here and we have our WordPress website. So again, make sure you enter a password that is secure enough for you to remember, but not too complicated if you don't want to. Just remember that this is connected to the internet. So you are live, and you can tell you're live by going to, add new plugin. You can see all the plugins available from the internet. Cool, right? Okay, so we're set. This is our WordPress installation, WordPress website, locally on your computer, but still accessible through the internet. And this is how it's going to look. This is the default template that we're going to change eventually, but this is how it looks for now. And in the next video, we're going to start customizing it a little bit and get it ready to really start development. So catch me in the next video and see you there.